So I got to tell you, Bitcoin's totally a Ponzi scheme. It is a Ponzi scheme. And its value depends on where the people pumping the Ponzi scheme want to take it. And as Larry Fink said, if they want to take it to 700,000, they can.
That Bitcoin is the greatest distraction from the greatest disruption that is happening in financial services today.
It halts the efforts of unelected bureaucrats from ever issuing a central bank digital currency that could upend the American way of life.
And it's a great time to be in payments because there's never been a time before in our industry where we've moved from analog payments, because that's what everything has been before, to digital payments.
Financially, we'll be stronger than ever before. I think the markets are going to soar when they see what's happening.
They try to shake me out, but I was born ready. Dropping down the price, then I'll be getting plenty. They want all your bags, and they want all them empty.
What's up, good glitches? Welcome back to some more Moon O'Clock News. No breakfast, no coffee. Just straight extra bullishness. We got some breaking news coming in. SEC enforcement case against Ripple maybe wrapping up. SEC versus Ripple lawsuit could be ending soon as negotiations drag on. SEC wrapping up the case against Ripple could be over soon. XRP rebound potential. Ripple SEC case breakthrough coming soon. Better get them last bags in before it's too late. Also taking a look at the current cryptocurrency market cap as we recently passed the midway point of the projected BTC halving cycle. In the previous 2016 cycle, when we passed the midway point for the BTC halving cycle, we had a 30% correction. We also had a 45% correction before topping off here for the BTC halving cycle total cryptocurrency market cap. Here in the 2020 cycle, when we passed the midway point of the BTC halving cycle, we had a 27% correction, also a 56.33% correction before topping off once again at the end of the BTC halving cycle. Here we are once again in the 2024 BTC halving cycle. They recently passed April of 2024. We recently passed the midway point. Currently, we're at around a 32.46% correction. Waiting on this second half run for the bull cycle in this current BTC halving cycle with regulations inbound, SEC case dropping. Could XRP start the run for the next leg up for old season? Bags packed, locked and loaded. Shout out to the latest sub. Appreciate you stopping by, tuning in. Don't forget to drop an elbow from the top ropes on that likey button on the way in. Go ahead, throw on those moon suits, throw on those pilot shades, and buckle up because the future's extra bullish. Let's go full speed, full throttle into the cryptoverse. We have the total global cryptocurrency market cap today right around 2.77 trillion, down almost 0.5% in the past 24. We got XRP creeping back up into the 220 range, currently right around $2.24, down 10.8% in the past 7 days, up 1.6 in the past 24. BTC right around 83,000. ETH right around 19 hundo. We got Stellar XLM in the number 19 spot, currently right around 26 cents. Eleanor Tarrant to pop things off. Scoop, two well-placed sources tell me that SEC governor's Ripple case is in the process of wrapping up and could be over soon. My understanding is that the delay in reaching an agreement is due to Ripple's legal team negotiating more favorable terms regarding the August district court ruling, which imposed a $125 million fine on the company and included a permanent injection preventing the company from selling XRP to institutional investors. The argument, I'm told, is that the new SEC leadership is wiping the enforcement slate clean for all previously targeted crypto firms because it believes regulatory clarity will resolve the underlying issue. Why should Ripple still be penalized? Accepting the Torres ruling as it stands would mean that Ripple is essentially agreeing to admit its wrongdoing, but now the SEC itself is seemingly unsure whether any wrongdoing occurred. There's no real playbook for this kind of thing, which could explain why this case is taking longer to resolve than the rest. Stay tuned. She also says, pretty sure Meta Lawman was the first to float the theory here. We got one from Digital Asset Investor, Digital Asset Buy on X. Bitcoin has no utility. You better make sure you have a chair when the music stops. The rush to get government mandates for Bitcoin is because utility and the level of regulatory playing field is coming. No utility, no value. Shout out Darren Moore.
What I've said is I think what they're looking to do is to pump the price of Bitcoin so they can swap it for land. So if I'm the whales and I'm a small percentage of the Bitcoin owners, but I have, what would you say, 60 to 70% of the outstanding Bitcoin?
So I'm not sure, honestly. I think like just even one Bitcoin, you're in the top 1% of holders, just having one Bitcoin.
But you have a very very high concentration of ownership in a small number of hands.
Sure, that's what
Right.
I mean.
So you have whales. There's no way for the whales to get out. But if they can swap for land, if they can swap the federal government, because we know Howard Lutnick has been very aggressive about talking about the fact that the U.S. balance sheet has $500 trillion worth of land and mineral resources. If you can use government purchases to run the value of Bitcoin up and swap it for the land, in theory, I think what these guys are going to do is propose that is revenue neutral. You know, if you're 63% of Utah is federal land. It's even more. I think it's 67% in Idaho. And that's very beautiful, very valuable land. If you can run the price of Bitcoin up and swap it and say it's revenue neutral, you can basically swap nothing for something and get that land for free. It's a land grab. So I got to tell you, Bitcoin's totally a Ponzi scheme. It is a Ponzi scheme. And its value depends on where the people pumping the Ponzi scheme want to take it. And as Larry Fink said, if they want to take it to 700,000, they can. But, you know, when they do that, that's how they're going to strip out the remaining assets of the United States government, a lot of other governments.
We also got Franklin Templeton doubling down on the Bitcoin Ponzi scheme. Bitcoin is the greatest distraction from the greatest disruption that is happening in the financial services today.
Say that one of the best opportunities now is cryptocurrencies, though crypto has had some problems. What do you tell people that say they want to be in cryptocurrencies? Do you offer the opportunity for people to invest in crypto through Franklin Templeton?
Yes, actually we do. So, first of all, I always say that Bitcoin is the greatest distraction from the greatest disruption that is happening in financial services today. So I wish, because every time everybody gets in a conversation about crypto, it leads into a conversation about whether this currency, whether it's Dogecoin or Bitcoin, is of value. Forget that. That's like a religion. You either get a believer or a non-believer, and they're never going to agree. But blockchain as a technology and what it can do is going to be hugely disruptive. So not only is it going to be disruptive on traditional back offices and just create much greater efficiency, but disruption on business models.
Bitcoin is the greatest distraction from utility coins like XRP, the mother of all utility. We got XRPL Labs, one of our most significant updates to Zamin wallet ever. Zamin 4.0 is here, a major update with seamless swaps and assets anytime. 10x faster onboarding, starts in seconds, blazing performance. Zamin 4.0 update now. We got Tom Emmer. Thank you, Representative Frenchhill, and the Financial Committee for discussing the anti-CBDC Surveillance State Act today, a key step towards passing this bill into law. CBDCs threaten the privacy of American values. A stablecoin bill can bring traditional finance on-chain globally while protecting the privacy and free markets. We must prioritize both pro-stablecoin and anti-CBDC legislation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thanks for those words and for holding this important hearing today to study the promises of stablecoin technology to unlock economic efficiencies and the risks of central bank digital currencies to our privacy and freedom. I appreciate the committee's efforts to incorporate my feedback into the stablecoin bill over the past several Congresses, and I'm grateful to this committee for noticing my bill, the Anti-CBDC Surveillance State Act, in this hearing today. The bill's simple. It halts the efforts of unelected bureaucrats from ever issuing a central bank digital currency that could upend the American way of life. This bill has the support of over 100 members of Congress and groups ranging from the Independent Community Bankers Association and the American Bankers Association to Club for Growth, Heritage Action, and the Blockchain Association. CBDC technology is inherently un-American, and I'm grateful to President Trump for understanding this and signing an executive order banning CBDCs as one of his first actions as president. My bill would codify the executive order into law and prevent a future administration from creating such an obvious tool for financial surveillance against its own citizens.
We got a couple from Smoke Dog, Finestra webinar. We're at the profound moment in history, the first time all payments are moving from analog to digital. There is a real switch.
I think the real issue that we have here is it's a very profound change that we're going through. And it's a great time to be in payments because there's never been a time before in our industry where we've moved from analog payments, because that's what everything has been before, to digital payments. And instant payments around the world are pretty much all now being deployed as digital instant payments. And that makes a huge, huge difference. And I think, therefore, that paradigm is probably the most important thing. We talk about instant payments, but actually, if you juxtapose the two, we're really talking about the move from analog, as I say, to digital. And that is the most profound piece.
The transformation of wealth is upon us. Know what you hold. Another one from Smoke Dog. When the case is settled, this will give the seal of approval to central banks and other financial institutions to start using XRP through the XRP ledger. Matt Hamilton, just seen a rumor that maybe Ripple might end up custody in the U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve. That would melt so many brains if it happened. Crypto Eddie says, I say, why not? He responds and says, well, indeed. I mean, they bought standard custody, so this would be right up their street. Meanwhile, Cointelegraph with Franco Templeton jumping in the XRP ETFs, bringing the total to 9 firms, while major players like BlackRock are still on the sidelines. So it begins. We got one from Subject Views. Just in the House just passed Representative Mike Carey's CRA, which overturns the IRS December broker rule, safeguarding Americans' ability to use DeFi services and fostering ongoing innovation within the U.S. It received substantial bipartisan backing, passing with a vote of 291 to 132. And with that being said, bag my bag, ladies. Egrat Crypto, send it. Mr. President, just in. President Trump says, I think the markets are gonna soar. XRP gonna kickstart the next leg up.
Financially, we'll be stronger than ever before. I think the markets are going to soar when they see what's happening. I'll tell you what, I'm called every day by numerous big companies. I spoke at the Business Roundtable yesterday. They had the largest attendance they've ever had. And these are only the CEOs and chairmen, but mostly the people that run the boss, the people that run the top 150 companies. 150 people showed up. Every single company showed up. First time it ever happened. It's been around a long time. The biggest business leaders. We had a great discussion. It went really well. And I want to tell you, there's tremendous optimism out there about our country in terms of regulations being cut, in terms of taxes being cut. And it would be great if the Democrats would do what's right. It would be great if the Democrats would do what's right for our country for a change, because they really are there. They've lost their way. They've lost their way.
You better get those last baggies in before this happens. SEC enforcement case against Ripple may be wrapping up, and the longer they take, the higher we keep climbing on that XRP rich list. Looks like we're going to have ourselves a proper moon party down in Austin, Texas. Where will those bags be when that regulation jar molasses finally breaks open and XRP true price is finally revealed? I'll catch you up here on the mothership. I am the XRP bagman, the Moon Commander. Don't forget to drop an elbow from the top ropes on that likey button. We'll see you at the tippy top. BYOB. Bring your own bags. Be your own bank. Be your own boss. Later, glitches.
Later, glitches.
Welcome to the party. This a moon party. Hey, this a moon party. Hey, welcome to the party. Welcome to the party. This a moon party. This a moon party. Welcome to the party, we don't play round here. Moon suit on or you get sprayed round.